Once upon a time, in a tall apartment building in a busy city, Junwoo was all alone. Outside, strange creatures, called zombies, had begun to roam the streets, their eerie moans filling the night. One day, while he was in his family's apartment, Junwoo heard a loud knock. When he peeked out into the hallway, he saw one of his neighbors rush in, begging to be let inside. But before Junwoo could help, the poor neighbor transformed into one of those wild zombies and lunged at him. Quick as a flash, Junwoo pushed him away and locked the door. Through the little peephole, he even saw a horde of zombies in the hallway. Even though he felt scared, Junwoo's heart was brave. He received messages on his phone from his parents, telling him they were safe, and that brought him a little comfort. Determined not to give up, he blocked his front door with a big old fridge and sent out a call for help on social media. Using a small drone, Junwoo flew it out the window to look around. What he saw made his heart sink. The whole neighborhood was overrun by these scary creatures. Slowly, he began to lose contact with the outside world. The phone networks, the internet, and even the water supply were fading away. One night, as he sat in his apartment, he watched through the peephole as zombies attacked a police officer outside. In his fear and frustration, he yelled at them, and soon enough, a zombie managed to break in, knocking over his fridge and spoiling his precious food. With quick thinking, Junwoo lured that intruder over the balcony, sending it tumbling away. Alone with his thoughts, Junwoo sometimes felt so desperate that he even turned to the bottle for comfort, and in his loneliness, his mind began to play tricks on him. He imagined hearing the voices of his beloved family. But just when he felt he could bear it no longer, a tiny beam of light danced across his floor. It was a laser pointer, and its light came from a kind soul in the apartment building opposite his. Her name was Kim Yubin. With gentle determination, Yubin was trying to reach out. She even attempted to set up a zip line between their apartments so they could help each other. At first, her cable landed in the street, but clever Junwoo used his drone to fashion a new line. There was a moment of chaos when a zombie climbed the cable, and Junwoo bravely sacrificed his drone to distract it, giving Yubin just enough time to wake up and fend off the intruder. After that, Junwoo went on a small adventure of his own, sneaking into a neighbor's apartment to gather food, clothes, and walkie-talkies. With these, he sent a message to Yubin, and the two began to talk, sharing their hopes and fears. They bonded over their struggle to survive, their voices whispering courage through the crackling walkie-talkie. One day, Yubin noticed that the 8th floor of Junwoo's apartment building seemed quiet and safe. The two decided to meet there. They geared up and carefully climbed down from their balconies, fighting off a few stray zombies along the way. But just as they reached the 8th floor, they found the doors locked, and the zombies were right behind them. At that very moment, a mysterious stranger appeared from a dark corner of the hallway. He offered them food and water, a small kindness in the midst of chaos. But things took a strange turn. After giving them the supplies, the stranger did something odd, and before Junwoo knew it, he had been drugged and fallen asleep. When he awoke, he found that the stranger had bound both him and Yubin, locking her in a room with his own troubled, infected wife. Bravely, Junwoo threatened the stranger, and as the tension grew, Yubin, showing surprising courage, managed to wrap the infected woman's head in some fabric and then acted quickly to stop the danger. The sound of their struggle drew even more zombies, and in the midst of the chaos, Yubin tearfully asked Junwoo if he could end her suffering to keep her safe. But just then, they heard the whir of helicopter blades cutting through the night air. Rushing to the rooftop, chased by the advancing zombies, the two survivors clung to each other as an army helicopter arrived just in time. The chopper hovered and then gently lifted them to safety. Later, a kind voice on a radio explained that help was coming for all who had reached out in desperate calls for help. And so, as the rescue lifted them away from a world turned upside down, Junwoo's lonely call for help on social media changed its hashtag from #StayAlive to a hopeful #alive. This small sign of hope reminded everyone that even in the darkest moments, courage, friendship, and a little bit of magic can light the way.